What's up, Springfield Nation? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com. Springfield Local Style, Coach's Corner, Week 4, sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions, with the head ball coach of the Springfield Tigers, Sean Guerriero. Sean, thanks for joining us again tonight.
Steve, it's not a problem. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
All right, let's jump right in. We talked last week. You were excited about the first home game. You were talking about how excited the kids would be, that they're going to come out ready to play, looking for a fast start. And let's be honest, all that came to tuition. That was one of the best starts I've seen in a long time. Watched your teams play a long time. How exciting was it, Sean, first of all, to be at home and be able to come out and play on your home field?
Well, I told the kids right before we came out for the game during the little pregame talk, man, it's good to be home. It was good to be, when you talk about all the distractions and the social, it was still good to be in our locker room, still following the protocols and stuff like that. It's still a great experience for our kids to come out, and the tradition we have of walking out by our rock that we have, we have the victory rock that we end up having, just to touch it and see the kids and the seniors were happy. It's just a great experience, and that's more because of our school system environment. The enthusiasm the school brings and the community. It's just a great place to play in for a Division VI school. It's a great feeling. I know our kids were excited. We talked about it all week, and for us to come out and still hit some mistakes early on, just simple things. But our kids played a great game. I felt, really positive about how they played the four quarters, and that's a good football team. You know what I mean? Coach Williams does a great job, and McDonald's always plays hard. So it was a great game for us. And walking away from that, it was kind of more of a sigh of relief, where I felt like our kids played up to their potential.
With Coach Guerriero, WRS Insurance Solutions, the proud sponsor of Springfield football. Coach, any differences? Did you notice anything, with the pandemic, the first home game? Obviously, the crowd was completely different. Did you notice anything, or did you notice anything from your kids coming out onto the field that was maybe different than any other situation?
I don't think so. I said this last week when I felt it was good. When you talk about, all the things that are going on, but as soon as you hear that first whistle, I just think you forget about everything else that's happened, and I think that was very, very positive with the kids, because once you get on the field, you know what I mean, you're on that the 100 yards, no matter where you're playing. You're not thinking about all that other stuff. It's just you're focused on the game, and we're focused on the task at hand.
3-0, 3 good football games. You've continued to improve each week, Coach. If there's one thing that you want to see this team continue to improve on, maybe a couple of things for the Springfield fans you want to see the team improve at?
Well, for us, and we're trying to do a couple of different things at practice to try to simulate. And even I still think I go to last year more of as a staff. I felt like as a staff, we learned, a lot of different things. And this week we want to focus on, the little things offensively, no pre-snap penalties, which we had a couple, making sure we're focused. There's no distractions. So this week, I brought a speaker out. We kind of cranked that thing to try to get a little bit different atmosphere, get some music playing. We really don't do that a lot, but our kids are still at the point where we're still making mistakes, and we got to be able to focus in on those little things, and that's what we're going to do. This week is talked about the kids. It's about us. It's about us making sure we take the right step. We make the first read. We get hands on our keys defensively, run to the football. So we're kind of taking a step back and making sure that we're doing all those little things right for us to get better going into week 4.
Yeah, we're with Coach Guerriero. Week 4 coming up. The Lowville Rockets come to town. Another home game. We'll have it for you on YSNLive.com, 7 o'clock. Coach, practice. When we look at practice and we talk to practice, I talk with a lot of coaches. What are some of the differences with this pandemic? I'm sure some things have changed for a lot of football teams during a practice week. How's a normal practice week for you guys? Any big changes from last year to this year?
We really haven't done a lot of different other than making sure the kids are spread out when they're going on water breaks. We divide them up on all end zone to end zone to sideline. So I think our kids are pretty good at that. I mean, I compliment it on the week because the kids that maybe don't start out playing or haven't played, obviously they have to have masks on the sidelines, and then at the end of the game, our older kids got a little bit of a time where we started playing some of our younger kids or that second group, so they got to make sure they have masks on. But I really appreciate how my kids ended up handling that. So the coaches on the field aren't worried about that. I mean, they don't understand how much we appreciate it. But going through the week on a Monday, we usually it's a learning day for us. We usually go out and just helmets and shoulder pads. We're starting to go over the game plan, different changes or any type of thing, new and review type stuff that we think we have to go over. Tuesday and Wednesday are our main work days. And then on Thursday, we'll kind of go through a game. We kind of pull up our kickoff team, and then we'll go offense and then kickoff. We try to almost simulate a game where it'll be halftime and stuff. And we're hitting every special team and offense and defense between we go to trying to simulate a drive and then kicking a field goal. So we do a lot of different things throughout the week, but we just got to make sure our kids are spread out and we're doing the thing. Now our first to start out practice, we normally have that more of our older kids lift, and that's where we kind of get on the field with our younger sophomores and some juniors that might be in that second group. So we try to get them a good team session while our older kids are left in.
Well, that's awesome. There you have it, Springfield Nation. A week of practice for the Springfield Tigers with Coach Guerriero, Coach's Corner, Week 4, sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions. Coach, after 3 games, how's the football team health-wise before we get into Lowville a little bit?
We are healthy right now. We got one kid who's got a little bit of a bum knee right now, but our kids really do take care of their bodies. I think for them, and that was another thing we learned last year, whether we're putting the ice on it or whether we're making sure we might be getting an extra rep in the weight room at this point, making sure our bodies are strong, making sure our recovery time is good, and just making sure I don't want to say push through those things. We got to be able to make sure we're taking care of the bumps and the bruises. Going through a normal 10-game season or the 6-game season, we're going to have to play with some bumps and bruises, but it's the main part about is how we take care of it. So I think our kids manage that well. And if they do have, most of the kids, when you go back maybe 10 years ago, if they were hurt, they wouldn't say anything. Now it's about, okay, if you do have it, how can we get it fixed? How can we work around it? Can we get them on a bike? Sure. How can we rehab it to try to get it healthy a little bit quicker?
Sure. All right, let's dive into Lowville. Lowville Rockets come to town Friday night, 7 o'clock. YSNlive.com/Springfield will have it for you. DJ Yoakley will have the call, Coach, so he's looking forward to doing that. Talk about Lowville a little bit. I know they scored some points. Bologna quarterback, nice young arms. So talk about Lowville a little bit for the Springfield Nation.
Their offense, with the blown back there, he can't throw the ball around. And I think we talked to the kids today watching a little bit of film. You don't think he's fast because he's a 6'3" kid, and you know what I mean. But he's got long legs. He's quick. He can move around in the pocket well. He extends plays for them, and that's kind of how they end up have scored some points because they get into a scramble drill where they do a very good job at it, but they'll extend it, they'll throw it up. They got a ton of great athletes, as wideouts. They go up, they high point the ball, they play the ball well. So we got to make sure, when we do have a chance to get a sack or we do have an opportunity to get him down, we got to get him down so he can't extend the play. And we're going to have to try to be a little bit more physical with their wideouts, I think, on the on the defensive end, because they're all tall. They all have good speed. They can all, once they catch, they can all, make good plays with their feet. So it's going to be a good challenge for our defense. Something that I don't know if we've seen yet, kind of throwing the ball around like they do.
Yeah, that has to be nice for you to see as you want to continue on, hopefully on another playoff run for sure. Let's Coach Guerrero's keys to beating Lowville on Friday night for the Springfield fans.
Well, for us, we can't give up the big play, and that was even with McDonald. I think I said that too. We got to make sure we eliminate the big play. I know with Coach Slowpeck, we want to make sure we limit all offensive plays for 25 yards or less. And I think if we can end up making them drive or consistently move the ball down the field, that's definitely going to be a bonus for us. We still got to try to improve on our special teams. That's something to make sure we're protecting. You know what I mean? Clay back there, when he's kicking field goals, or if our punt team, that's the most important play in football. We got to be able to make sure that we work on things like that to make sure we're stout and we're getting the ball off, and the snaps and the holds and all that stuff are good. So offensively, we want to be able to, sustain drives. I said this before, stop those pre-snap penalties is something that we have to work on. Making sure, with our no huddle, if we're going to kind of ramp it up a little bit, we got to make sure we get lined up in the correct spot. We got to make sure the communication is at a high level, and just try to eliminate our missed assignments or mistakes there. So I think our kids actually have had a great week of practice. I was very happy with our Tuesday and Wednesday practice. Our kids go hard. They don't really take a ton of plays off. And we talked to them a little bit about upping our conditioning. So this was a day that we conditioned Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday this week. So we're trying to push them. And then we always try to add a few wrinkles on both sides of the ball, too, to make sure we have that in our arsenal. So just making sure we're pushing our kids mentally to make sure they're mentally sharp in case we ever need something down the road that it's kind of in, and then we can kind of review it throughout the season. So, again, I'm very lucky to have the staff that I have, because they do a great job, and they push our kids, and that's something that our kids, really end up accepting. They accept the challenge. They accept. And today it was kind of funny. We were getting let out. It was, our kids were kind of happy. We didn't cut it short, but I think we were out at like 6:00. Well, yesterday was a long one for us, and you could tell it was a long one for us because they were ready to go, and they're like, "We got to go till 7:00 today." Today again. So today, both practices were good. So our kids are great to be around. They have positive attitudes, and I think they know that we're going to put in the extra time when we have to.
Well, that's a sign of a good football team. There you have it, Springfield fans. Coach Guerriero, Coach's Corner, sponsored by WRS Insurance Solutions. We'll have the game for you Friday night. Lowville comes to Springfield, ysnlive.com. Coach, we wish you the best of luck. We wish you, the boys, the staff, the best of luck. My last question for you, for the Springfield fans, Coach Guerrero's favorite vacation spot?
Oh, my gosh. I tell you the truth, and my wife's, my wife ended up getting me. We actually spend, a decent amount of time up at Geneva on the lake. We got a little place up there that I kind of lucked out in getting, because we never went on vacation. I never wanted to miss football.
That's what football does.
So so my wife's like, we got to get away with it. So we're able to go up there on the weekends and do some things and kind of relax and kick back. But we really don't. The girls don't go on vacation because it's football season in the summer. So my wife got on me, and that's something that I guess I lucked out. We got a small place up there it's a great place to end up being and spending time with our family, and our family comes up and sees it. So it's been a good spot for us to kind of relax a little bit and enjoy the water. But I don't to get out of Ohio is kind of hard.
Coach G's not getting out of Ohio, not during football,
not with me, and not while I'm coaching. So It was that long, but we do spend a lot of family time together during the summer. My son just turned out the lights here.
Yeah, that's nice. A little shout out to your son. That's a good thing.
Turn on the lights, please. I'm sorry about that.
No, this is for Springfield Nation to know the real Coach Guerriero. No, but no, seriously, that's a great spot. Spending time with your family. That's a great answer. And again, best of luck to you, to staff, to boys. Let's go get win number 4, Sean, and we'll talk again next week. Good luck.
Again, we appreciate what you guys are doing just to be able to get this out for the families that can't come. You guys do a great job, and hopefully it's been a positive for you guys. But I know for our fans that they've enjoyed it. So thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Go get them. We'll talk next week.